everyone. Episode 67 of the Penciled In Podcast. Hi, Lindsey. How you doing, my darling?
Hello, Ingrid. Doing well.
Today we're going to talk with someone a little different who is involved with the card world. But Todd Jordan is the guilty person who put these books together. So he's going to tell us a little bit about his obsession with trading cards and what he knows about sketch cards. Welcome to the show, Todd. Thank you for joining.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Hello, Todd.
Can
I start by asking you how you got into trading cards? What was the first set you discovered and what fascinated you about them?
Yeah, well, I think like a lot of people, I as a kid, I saw cards in the stores, I grew up in the 70s and 80s. So, I didn't really get into the garbage pail kids, but Star Wars, King Kong, little sets like that. And I just would buy them when I saw them for 25 cents or whatever. And, I liked sorting them out and taking the stickers and putting them all over the doors and stuff. And then, like everybody else, I lost interest, got older. And then when I was in college, I was some flea market or something, and someone had, you ever seen Dinosaurs Attacks? That set from Tops?
Yes.
You heard of Mars Attacks?
Mm.
No, it was like a offshoot of that, but it was with dinosaurs, and it was really bloody and everything. I was like, these are awesome. So I bought a box real cheap, and then I started to just enjoy certain cards with art, certain artwork. And then it just, one day I bought a comic book, a Dracula comic book, and it had some cards in it. And that was in like 92. And I was like, this is awesome. And I just started looking for stuff like that. And eventually I just stopped collecting the sets and just went for promos and comic book inserts and stuff like that.
Wow. So what was the first card you found that you were really in love with and you were like, I'm going to keep this forever?
Well, there's a card. You might have heard about this one with you had talked to Albert, right? Albert.
Yes, the promo game.
You mentioned a card that came out of a set that was a werewolf card, and there was only about 10 of them that were made as my understanding was as a, hey, this is what it's going to look like. And the artwork wasn't approved, so they canceled the card and they put out a different one. And it's Oliver Reed from Curse of the Werewolf from like the 60s or something. Really cool painting, but I mean, that card, there was only maybe 10 in existence, and I got it real cheap, and it's like, this is the best card in the world, it's my favorite card, and then someone offered me a huge amount of money for it, so I sold it, and then I didn't care after that. It's like, I don't have a favorite card.
Wow.
You like the whole collection?
I just like finding stuff I've never seen and documenting it. If I wasn't documenting cards, I probably wouldn't be as avid of a collector, but that's my real hobby, I think. Is
maybe it's a good thing that you're that way, because I don't think there are too many encyclopedias about cards out there, are there?
No. There was one series from like the late 80s or 90s. I have a couple of them here.
Please show them.
Like this one here.
Whoops. I'm sorry.
Trying to remember the name of the guy. Richard Benjamin, I think it was. But he had a few of them. This was the most recent one the last one he did. This is like 92. So between 92 and when I put out, or Non-Sport Update put out the that thick one that you've got there,
yes.
Encyclopedia, there was nothing in between those other than Non-Sport Updates listings that they were constantly morphing to get new stuff in, old stuff out, whatever. And so yeah, they wanted me to assemble something. And like, I think like a lot of card people, I like checklists. I'm a kind of a checklist nerd. I saw your Penciled In Podcast promo.
Yes.
Has all the check boxes,
which I'll be sending you them as soon as I get Lindsey's cards.
Oh, cool.
I posted them.
I know it's not your fault.
Lost my thought, but
yes,
anyway,
checklist card. You're a checklist person. You like checklists.
Yeah. So I thought that it would be cool to do checklists rather than in the Benjamin books. He's got a lot of pictures all over the place of the boxes and the wrappers, but space prohibits that nowadays because back in the day, in the 80s and 90s, you'd have a set of 100 cards, and then there'd be 6 prism cards in there, or there'd be 3 hologram cards, and that you get mixed in.
Yeah.
Now, of course, it's 100 sketch cards in a set. 100 different artists doing cards, so it's just impossible to show everything.
Yeah.
So that book was just turned into more of a checklist and price guide.
But this
yeah,
particular book, was this the first one that you did?
that covers trading card sets, inserts, sketch cards at the time,
Yeah.
autographs. My other books were just strictly promo cards. That big book that you had, that
This
covered
one
trading
here?
card promos for trading card sets, yeah. As
I'm
well,
not-
What
as
is-
well as everything else, but it wasn't just promo. So you couldn't find. I mentioned those Dracula cards that came out of a comic book. You wouldn't find those in the big book, the thick book, because they didn't promote a card set. They were just a product premium, as they're called, for the comic book. So you had to get the comic book to get the cards. So that stuff isn't in that thick book.
Okay.
That's just in the promo card book.
So the promo card here, I mean, this is pretty cool. This is 2003, 2004.
Yeah, I think that might be the first one that the Toes put out, because I used to self-publish it. You want to see my old self-published books? You want to see them?
Yes.
Yeah.
So sorry about the dinging. Somebody got through my do not disturb.
So I started with this one. Okay, Can you see it all right?
Oh, yes,
Is it
yes,
too
yes.
close? Okay.
Yeah.
So this one I self-published, and I don't know. I'm still not a computer person. I don't know a lot, but that's what I started doing. 3 columns and pictures on the sides. But this first one, the pictures are muddy and cruddy, and I don't know what I'm doing.
But still, I mean, there's an incredible amount of information in all of these books. I mean, as you can see, as an example here, I mean, you've got, and I mean, there's just so much.
It's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. And I spent years before I published this one. Was this 97, fall of 97? I did this. I went to the Philly show, the first one I ever went to. I only heard of it a little while before that. Nobody knew who I was, and I went there with these. I must add 2,000 of these books. I probably went home with 1,980 books. I didn't sell any. Nobody knew who I was. Nobody liked what I was doing, because a lot of promo card people that were like, "Hey, you're giving away all our secrets." Not that there was a whole lot of secrets, but
I
back
don't
then there was a lot of.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but now I'm really, my curiosity is piqued. What secrets were you giving away?
That's just it. It wasn't really secrets. It was just, stuff that was a lot of people might not have known about, that I had documented, that now, I mean, it's so long ago, I don't remember a whole lot of the details of it, but, I remember a few card collectors, and I believe Albert was one of them, that didn't like that I was giving this information. So, people are starting to know, hey, this is a $50 card. Don't give this away. And I guess that's the kind of secrets that they didn't.
It's money.
Kind of like how thrift shops now, like they'll look on eBay to see what things are worth, and you can't really find any bargains in there anymore.
It's hard to find bargains in those places. Yeah, they're all too smart, and the internet makes it a lot easier to do that.
So, what was it that attracted you to promo cards? Because you said you stopped collecting the sets, and you.
It was.
Is it the rarity?
It's not even rare. I mean, it was the fact that you couldn't buy them. You had to be somewhere, like a card show, to get them, or you had to buy. Like Non-Sport Update did the promos in their magazines. A lot of, like, there was Collect, Cards Illustrated. I don't remember. There was like 4 or 5 big magazines in the 90s that were doing that. And I just thought it was more interesting to look for that stuff than to just buy a pack of cards and put a set together out of the box, because that was too easy. I didn't have the hunt.
How did you find
out the challenge?
How did you find all the info to actually,
a lot of it was going. So I lived in when I first started compiling this, I was in college, and then I moved, and everywhere I went, I would search out every comic book store I could find. and card stores, but mostly comic book stores because card people weren't selling promos all that much. It was like, oh, what do you want those for? And so the lost my thought again, but it'll come back.
That's okay. Happens to me all the
That's
time.
what happens to me all the time.
You
Quite
were
often.
going around the comic book stores because the card
Yeah, well,
place.
there you go. So I was going to the comic book stores and I was just telling them what I was doing. They didn't care. They're like, yeah, whatever. And so I said, can I just sit over there and just go through stuff? And so they would have, previews magazines, and there was another magazine, previews. You guys know
I
that?
don't know.
I know you're not big card collectors. So previews is American company that distributes comic books, cards. They put out this catalog every month, and people order what they want, the stores and stuff.
Cool.
And they used to stick a lot of cards in those. And Advanced Comics was another one, and I think there's Heroes World. There's a bunch of distributors back then, and where was I going with this? Oh, so I would sit in the corners of these stores and just look at these and it's handwrite everything out. This magazine had this card and this card and this card. And then I would just keep going from there.
That takes an incredible amount of perseverance.
It was a long time, but I mean, it's fun. I mean, I was a comic collector from way back, and I don't now, but so it's just always fun going through that stuff. I was just a nerd for that, I guess.
So what is your goal for these? Are you doing new copies like this one I see here? I'm not sure what year you go up to in this big book.
That one I think was 2007.
Something like
Can't
that.
remember.
And I mean, you've got everything in here. It's incredible.
Right when the autographs and sketch cards are really starting to explode at that point. And it just got to be too much, and I didn't want to do it anymore.
Are you still documenting everything you can?
Promos.
Promos.
What I document is promo cards, product premiums, so like things that you get out of a cereal box, which doesn't happen much anymore, or a book like there's a Garbage Pail series of novels, hardcover little books, not novels, but young reader stuff, and each one of those has 4 different Garbage Pail cards inside. Those would be considered a product premium. You have to buy the book in order to get those cards. You can't get them anywhere else. So I cover stuff like that. I cover exclusives that were given away at trade shows. Basically, if it was given away, if you couldn't buy it as its original means of distribution, then I liked it. That's my kind of thing. And you asked if I was doing books. I'm no longer doing book. I was doing one, and it turned out to be that last one that you've got, the skinnier one of the books, like this one. Oh, cover them off. That turned into, without anything except for 3 column pages, each page with 3 columns of info. It was over 300 pages, and about a year and a half ago, I decided I was going to do, maybe 2 years ago, I decided too cumbersome for a book. No one's going to want to pay $50 for a book. And especially if they're going to use it a lot and it fall apart like this one just did.
Yeah.
But so I decided to do a website, a database online that will show the front and back of every single card I can possibly scan, and it will give as much information as I possibly can about the cards. So my plan is to have it totally searchable. So if you want to look up Ingrid Hardy cards, that are any promos that she's done, type her name in and it will show you. And or I want to see all cards from what is Leg Day? Is that for you?
Yep.
Bear with me one sec. Hello, sweetheart. Yeah. What do you need? Okay, he's just stealing a pencil. He's a little artist as well, bless him.
All right, little thief.
Yeah, I've just started Leg Day cards, so I'll send you the promo from my first set, which was Die Rabbit Die. You said you like gory stuff.
Oh, I do. I like monsters. Mostly, I love monsters, and I love it's any kind of creepy art, like killer bunnies and stuff.
Did you see the promo card?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
I'm gonna have to show you.
That's what I'm doing.
What is the website in production right now?
It's in production. It's not even anywhere near. I had a setback. I've been working on it for almost, I don't know, 18 months or something like that. And it just, something went down where I basically lost everything.
I
have all my images and all my information I still have, but the website itself just went away. So I'm building a new one. Putting a new one together.
Wow.
So it'll be a while. But
do you think it'll be finished this year?
I'm hoping it'll be finished for fall.
Okay.
I'd like to have a table at Philly if I can afford to. I'd love to go to Chicago for a show there, or anywhere else. But there's not a lot of card shows around. But
that would be a fantastic resource if you manage to get it up and running. I'd love to search everybody's promo cards.
Yeah.
My hope is that it'll be more than just promo people. My hope is that sport card people will go look at it, or people that are franchise collectors. Like, oh, everybody loves Star Wars. Okay, so maybe Star Wars people go and, wow, I never heard of this card, and now they'll go search out a $300 card or whatever.
Yeah,
that's my hope, is that it won't just be the hardcore promo collector, because some people just collect trading card sets and they just like to have the promos to make a master set. So maybe they don't know about this one that was given out at a trade show in 2000, in Arizona or something.
It's shocking still how many people actually don't know that the trading card world is still out there. Never mind sketch cards. I mean, it's still a work in progress, but trading cards, even it's shocking how many people don't know they're still there. Oh yeah, they'll remember a few hockey cards from their youth or baseball or something, but the rest of it they have no clue at all. Entertainment.
I think the issue is, I think the problem with that is they don't make sets or card packs that are affordable to little kids or their parents. True. And you don't, like, when we were kids, I used to go in the corner store and there'd be a box of wax packs on the counter, and grab the cards and stuff. So little kids aren't seeing the cards. So kids in their 20s right now didn't have trading cards when they were little, really. So they're not getting that nostalgia as they get older and have money to buy stuff.
Very true.
So you don't.
I have seen.
You got to feed it from the bottom. You got to get the kids into it. Kids aren't going to be into it if you're putting, a $5 pack of cards with 3 cards in it, 3 premium cards. They're not going to buy that. So
it's like I've seen Minecraft ones, but that's all there is next to this, because they still do the sticker books, I think. Panini.
Yeah. But see them over here a little bit in the States, the Panini ones, but not much. Not much. But I think that's a problem.
They'll stick the odd card in a Panini pack of stickers, which is quite fun, because that's, you're only going to find that if you buy the stickers, and you might, card collectors aren't really going to be buying stickers, so
not so much.
I think they'll be quite rare-ish.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. There's not a lot around for the kids to collect at the moment.
Not a lot for them to collect, and like you were just saying, when you have 3 cards in the packs, it's for $10 or where's
the Minecraft ones? There's about 8 in a pack, and they're £2.50, and that's a lot for a kid.
It is a lot for a kid.
Yeah.
I was going to say something related to that, and it just slipped my mind. I know what it was. One of the things that is hard with that too is all these premium cards and stuff that in packs that cost so much. I remember being at a trade show. I don't remember what it was, but there was these kids standing in a garbage can with all these packs of cards, ripping them open, looking for anything good, throwing them out, ripping them up and throwing them out. It's like, what a waste.
Yeah.
That's not fun.
They're just looking for the rare ones. I do remember. My nephew was into, I can't remember whether there were stickers now, but it was football. It was either stickers or cards, and they just go after the shinies and the specials.
Yeah, you go after the premium stuff.
Well,
Lindsey,
you and I have to bring the thrill back to the base set. What do you think?
Yeah.
I'm going to try.
I love little micro sets, like 10 cards or something. I love those sets.
You're looking at the right people.
I love going to trade shows and finding somebody who's got a little table with a little tiny set. Gimme.
Oh, I'll be having a lot of those, and so will you, I think.
Do you have like a favorite finish that you like to see on cards? Like, do you like the shinies, or doesn't it really matter to you?
I really like, you know what spot finish is?
Yes,
I like spot finish.
those
What's
are nice.
Is that the UV?
That's a little bit like where you have a matte card and then you've got part, maybe a letter or part of the image that's shiny.
Right.
Yep.
Oh, I do
I like those.
that.
Those are my favorite types. But I also like the old school, I guess you'd call it retro look. Like, do you know Sidekick Media? Have you ever heard of that card company?
I haven't. I'm gonna
They
make a note.
brought that back pretty much. They've done some sets for Tops, money attack sets, but they use that old process. I love that. I love those old credit cards, you know, the no finish on the back, and it's just nostalgic.
The classics.
Yeah, I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you my other books that I did. This, if you don't mind.
Oh,
This
please.
was
I'm not so.
This one here. So
Nice.
the first one I sent off to the printer, and it cost a lot of money, and I didn't know what I was doing, and you know whatever. So then I bought this printer that could print tabloid size, which is 11 by 17, if you don't know. So then you just
Wow.
fold it in half and staple it. So I hand collated, hand stapled, and hand trimmed. I bought this expensive ream cutter. I hand trimmed them all. Nobody
Wow.
has this book.
You're
And nobody
kidding.
has this one. And I did it with this one as well. I did the same thing. I tried to get my sense of humor in here, but people didn't care for it. I have not bizarre. I just have a sense of humor. It's just flies out. It doesn't. So then I started doing
Sure,
this.
there are people out there who collect those things. Oh, that's nice.
Oh yeah. So this is the first one I did with a color cover. Somebody printed it for me, but it's really small. It was an update. There's hardly anything in it. So then,
I mean, your old ones. It reminds me of like when Warhammer and people like that put out their very first guides and stuff, and they're all black and white. And,
yeah, black
and they're
and white.
worth a lot now. Those things.
Nobody got them. You know, 10 people bought them, and now everybody wants them. Yeah, I've had people ask me to buy my copies, and I won't sell them. But
No,
so yeah,
no.
this was the last one that I did by myself. And as you can see, it's all, you know, it's terrible graphics. I don't know what I'm doing. And then after that, the posers picked me up and started publishing me. And that's, I think, where Ingrid's book started, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I think they look great. I mean, you say you don't know what you're doing, but you know what you're doing more than I would.
I'm not a graphics person. It's all 6th grade.
Hey, you know, you do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I have fun with it.
They look great.
I just enjoy myself. And if I don't have fun with it, I don't want to do it anymore. You know?
So you're not aiming for the print market anymore, right? Is that okay? So your goal is to set up the website and have that done and out. Are you going to keep updating that site, or are you just going to set it up and leave it?
No, my goal is to record every single card I can that fits into my wheelhouse, which I believe will never stop, because we're finding, and I think Albert mentioned this, Promo King, I probably bring him up because he and I talk a lot. People have been finding cards from like the early 90s that the diehards like Albert and a man I know named Jess Duran in California, never seen these cards. Never seen them, but they're like, some are Marvel cards, you know, some are really high-end, valuable. No one's, it's just neat that this stuff just keeps coming and keeps coming.
Isn't that exciting when you discover or someone discovers a card like that? It must be like your Indiana Jones moment or something.
A little bit, yeah. It's kind of like cool. I can't wait for somebody, you know, I can't wait to share this, you know. That's the thing with Promo Group is it's not a lot of us that are the diehards, but we love sharing our stuff. We love sharing info. You know, it's just.
Do you have car boot sales in the US? You know, where everyone drives the car to a big field and they get all the stuff out.
Okay. Junk in the trunk? No, we don't.
Flea market,
yeah, we have flea markets, but not up where I live. I live up in the middle of nowhere.
That's a shame. I mean, round here, there's a hell of a lot of car boot sales. Everyone turns up, you know, just with the stuff they don't want anymore. And quite often, if you're looking in boxes of books, you'll find the odd folder and that'll have cards in it, and you know. So I think I'm gonna start going around to a few more of those again.
Yeah.
When I first started doing my art, I was selling vintage toys as well, and I used to pick those up on the car boot. Yep. So, but now I'll be going back with a different focus, trying to find cards. Hopefully, I can find like some old ones, and that'd be really fun.
So a car boot is a trunk, right?
Oh yeah, sorry, your car trunk. Yeah, car boot. Because it's called a car boot.
I know what you're talking. I know English.
But yeah, no, that they're great for finding rare things, because you know people haven't looked it up. They're just like, this stuff's cluttering up my house. I just want it gone. 50p. It's a deal.
I have dreams of finding somebody who's got this treasure trove of stuff that I've never seen before that they don't want. I dream about that. I'm sure I'm not the only one that has dreams like that.
Well, I actually know someone who's within the family who has boxes of comic books that I'm not allowed to touch. So I'm thinking one day it's going to be a couple of boxes that I'm going to be like, oh my God, there are going to be some old comic books in there.
How old's the person that owns them?
A little bit older than
kind of. Going to be available.
Get them, speed up the process.
No.
Would you like a cheeseburger? Another cigarette?
Yeah. No. So, yeah.
But do you have any enjoyment of sketch cards at all, by any chance? I
love artwork. I love looking at sketch cards. I love seeing the different art, but I don't collect them because I don't like one-of-a-kind stuff. I don't collect for value.
That's a new one.
I don't collect at all for value. I could not care any less about what any of my cards are worth, or anybody. I just don't.
Okay.
For me, it's just, oh, that's cool. I've never seen it. I want it. And if I can get it cheap, I get it. If I don't, I'll wait. So, but with sketch cards, like I was saying, I don't like the one-of-a-kind aspect of it, but I love it when somebody like R.R. Parks does sketch card promos. You know, it's like, here's this cool piece of artwork you're never going to see because only one person has it.
Okay.
But let's put it on a card so everybody can see it, because some of that stuff's amazing. Some sketch cards are not amazing, but some of them are just, wow, it's really cool. You need to share it.
That's an interesting point of view. I think it's the first time we've heard that, eh, Lindsey?
Yeah.
I mean, for you, it's more the release of the card rather than, you know, what it is. Like, if it's
just finding them and
it's the hunt. It's the
figuring them out, you know.
It?
Cards that come out nowadays, like that fall into my collecting thing, there's not a whole lot of mystery to it anymore. I mean, if you say back in the day, I sound like an old person, but I am. Back in the day, it's like you may not know about something for years. And then now it's pretty much when a promo comes out, you know about it. There's not a whole lot of searching and pecking anymore. Just looking for old stuff.
Okay.
I mean, me and Richard had this kind of discussion. Like, I was saying, because I quite like the fact that you have to hunt some of the cards down. And he was saying, well, the collectors like to be able to get everything all at once. So it's a bit of a, you don't know which way to go for the best, because sometimes it is fun to hunt things and not just have it given to you. So I don't know.
You mentioned Richard. I don't know Richard personally. I love the stuff that he does.
Oh, he's lovely, Richard.
Like you said, you've got to buy a big chunk of all of it at once. There's no searching and, you know.
I think that's the fun of it for some people, but then you get other people who really don't like that.
That's true.
They want it all at once. There's a company called Comic Images that was around in the 90s and 2000s, and they used to do, and Inkwest did the same sort of thing. They would have like 3 subsets and maybe an autograph or 2. So you had to buy a couple boxes to get everything, and those days are long gone too. And that took a lot of joy out of collecting for me, is when they stopped doing that.
These are really, I should be taking notes because it's very interesting to hear your side of things. Your particular opinions are different from what I've been hearing in the
Oh, really?
past year. So that's
Like I say, and I
you must be
kind of
speaking, you must be speaking for a certain number of people nonetheless. You're not the only one, I'm sure.
I can't imagine I'm the only one. I'm the only one I know of. But
do you collect anything else? I see you have a healthy bookshelf behind you.
oh, off and on. You ever hear of Fangoria magazine?
Yes.
That's a horror magazine, if you don't know, Lindsay.
I
kind of like Rue Morgue. Do you know Rue Morgue, Lindsay? You ever seen that magazine? That's
Rue Morgue.
I think. No, it's not it. Anyway, I like horror magazines. I have a ton of horror magazines. I used to collect DVDs.
Oh yeah.
Ton of them, and they weren't like mainstream stuff. They were the weird, like stuff you never heard of stuff. Like drive.
Have you ever heard of this one? Because nobody's ever heard of this when I ask them. The Day of the Beast. It's I think it's Spanish.
Oh,
it's horror, but it's comedy. It's so funny.
Oh, I don't know that.
I've only got it on an old VHS. I'll have to see if I can hunt it down online.
Is it supposed to be comedy?
I think it is. Yeah, okay. I think it is. It's too funny not to be.
Yeah, I like that stuff. So yeah, I used to collect DVDs, and then I used to collect comic books. The problem that I have is I get to a point, and then I'm like, what do I do with this? I've got 1,000 DVDs. What do I do with them? I can't watch them all. They just sit there, sell them. That's what I did with my comic book. That's what I did my trading cards. I sold all my promo cards in 2010. Sold, done, because I was sick of it. And then I found it again, and I kicked myself for selling my cards. I've managed to probably get 80% of them back, maybe. But there's stuff that I'll never get back.
I've got a big Ninja Turtles collection, and I've been umming and ahhing about selling it recently.
Yeah, what do you do with it?
But like you say, then you might regret it and end up trying to collect it all back again.
I was going to say was, for me, I need to do something with the collection. And with comic books, back in the 80s, I started a database, late 80s. I started my own database of comic books, all my comics, doing all kinds of stuff. And then I got sick of it and sold it. But with these promos, like I said, that's my thing, is my hobby really is documenting it. I really like doing that.
So what do you think? Do you think there's a healthy future for promo cards, trading cards, all that stuff? What do you think?
I think that there is a healthy promo future for trading cards. Promo cards don't have the distribution that we used to have for trading cards. So it's kind of hard to promote card sets unless you go to trade shows. So, I mean, it's expensive to do that. So, I mean, I don't think promo cards will ever go away. They're just not as prevalent as they used to be. Not as, what's the right word? I can't think of the right word.
Well, if they're not being put
they used to be everywhere.
Yeah, if they're not being put into magazines and different purchases anymore, it's...
Oh.
Yeah,
there's only one magazine now that puts cards in it, and that's Non-Sport Update. And if it wasn't for Richard Parks and his crew, I don't know if they'd have any promos in their magazines.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
I think trading cards. I really like the trend with the Kickstarter sets. I say trend. I think that's going to be the way it's going. It's going is people putting out their own sets. Small little companies. So I don't think cards are ever going to go away. It's just without major distribution of cards, nobody knows they're there.
It might be a good idea for us to get somebody on who's maybe from a magazine, not necessarily a card magazine, but somebody who could possibly put a promo card in. I'll have a think about that. See if
I don't know,
because we want to spread the word. We want to get people into them again, and
absolutely.
Trying to figure out a way to do that.
That's what I like about your work, your podcast. Is I like when you branch out and it's not just a sketch artist. Talk about the industry a bit. I think.
Well, everything is connected. Sketch cards won't exist without trading cards. Trading cards would exist without sketch cards, but it's a little more interesting with the sketch cards, and then you've got the promo cards. It's all kind of
manufacturers, they're like just trying to cover all bases really for anyone who wants to get into it and they can find the information easily and know what to do.
Yeah.
We do have the internet, which we didn't have in the 90s. So, well, we did, but not well. So, I mean, yeah, you do get a lot more.
Speaking of
more avenue in advertising than you used to.
Yeah. So actually, yeah, that's a good point, Lindsay. We really should get on that. Find a couple of magazines to bring on. I'm sure they're waiting at our door to come on the podcast.
Yeah.
So speaking of the internet, what do you think of the NFT thing?
I don't understand it.
Neither do I.
My understanding of it is that it's some digital image that you buy and nobody else can have. Is that what it is? It sounds
pretty
stupid.
Sure you can just save the image though, can't you? I don't understand it all.
I don't get it. I don't understand it. I don't understand. Why would you? I don't know.
Be an image, but not an image. It's like a piece of something. I'm really, really, really trying hard to find someone to explain it in super simple baby terms so that I can get it.
All I can think is the value you place on it. I don't know. I mean, if you think about it, the money we use, there's no monetary value to that particularly. It's just a ticket, isn't it? And we put our value in that. So is it something like that? I don't know.
It feels like it's a manufactured collectible, like not manufactured, but it just doesn't feel organic. It doesn't feel like a natural thing. It just feels like just a quick way to try and make money. I don't like the digital card stuff at all. I don't think I like to hold them. I don't like a digital book either. I don't want to have a website only. I love having a book. Everybody loves having print stuff and stuff in their hands, but it just isn't going to work.
But you don't want to continue trying to make a physical copy of your book?
In order to do it, it would be 300-400 pages. It'd just be huge.
And that would be really expensive.
And no one's going to want to buy it. And I'm not going to. Originally, I was going to put out a couple volumes. It's just too much. And with a website, I can update it. I get a card today. I can have it updated up there this afternoon. I don't have to wait another year to get all my new stuff shown. All the new stuff shown. So I think the website will make it much better. And I have some plans for it. I hopefully create a bit of a community with it. People can trade.
Oh, that'd be great. You could speak to people who've got new sets coming out and talk to them about their promo cards and things like that. I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's my hope. So,
well, yeah, we'll certainly do our best to promote whatever you have coming up and all that. Sorry, I just had a flash of emptiness in my brain.
I think you guys should just work on promoting yourselves. You gotta make your content.
So, would you like to connect with other collectors and promo nerds and things like that?
Yeah, we have a little promo nerd club, to use your word, nerd. We have not a club, but we do a Zoom call. Some people here and there. Sometimes only a few. Sometimes it's 5 or 6. Just visit. Anything you want to talk about. It's not really a structured meeting or anything, but yeah, it's great. I mean, I have all kinds of promo friends. A lot of them have passed away because we're all getting old, and there's no young people coming in because no cards. Little kids don't know cards.
Well, we're trying here. We're really trying.
Yeah, I've met a few people online. Recent, in the last 2 years or so, like on Facebook and groups, they didn't know much about promos, and I'll send them a box and just to try and spread the cheer. And
so, do you hang around a lot on Facebook? Do you go to forums? Are forums a big thing still? No, eh?
Well, Non-Sport Update still has Card Talk, which is nowhere near what it used to be. It used to be really busy.
Yeah.
There's some people still on there that post stuff, and I just don't have the time to go to them yet because I'm still all I'm doing is documenting and uploading information. So I haven't gone to it, but there's another forum called Blowout Forums. excuse me, which is all cards, not just non-sports. And I started going there a bit. Facebook, I just look at a little bit, but I just not my thing. I'd rather just talk to people in person and look at stuff.
You're mostly into the Zoom or whatever platform you use, but I mean mostly the video calls and things.
Yeah, that's just what we just do Zoom calls once a month, once in a while. Nothing too intense, really. It's pretty.
Would you like people to reach out to you?
Sure.
Where can they find you?
Well, I basically go on Facebook and find me. It's like Todd Jordan. Actually, is it Todd Jordan on there?
Yes, it is. It's Todd Jordan.
There's two of them. There's two. I don't know how to get rid of my old Facebook account. But the one you want is the one that has a picture of two little doggies. That's me. Is there, and then I have a Gmail address, pcetodd@gmail.
Okay, you'll send me that info, and I'll include it in the show notes.
Yeah. I'm not much of a social media person.
Do you have a YouTube account? No.
I do have a YouTube account, but it's nothing to do with cards. It's just some stupid things I did years and years ago.
Okay, we
You can
won't
find
go
them.
into
I'm not
that.
gonna tell you where they are. You can find them.
Okay. All right. So you don't have that website up yet at all. So
No.
okay. So is there?
Website. I have the domain and everything, but you can't go look at it yet.
Okay. Do you have any old copies on Amazon or something that people could go get?
Yeah, some of it. I know the blue book that you have in your hand there, promo card book. That one's that's not blue. Where's the blue one? This one is the latest one. I say latest, 2008. It's the last one I did. That goes for like $100 or something now on Amazon. You can find sometimes you can find them on eBay. Yeah. Well,
people really appreciate you. Oh, they're starting to appreciate your work, aren't they?
Well, it's low print run, and there's nothing else out there. This is the last piece of information for promo cards, other than forums. If you can find stuff on forums, it's the last organized thing. So I guess some people want it. But.
Well, you think like being into trading cards, they're like a physical product. I mean, I still buy CDs. Like I like a physical product.
No, it's I have DVDs too, not a huge collection, but I happen to like seeing. I've got all those DVDs there, and every once in a while we'll actually watch them. Although how do you manage to watch a VHS now?
I don't. I have kept a few of my very special VHSs that, like I say, Day of the Beast and a few other bits. But I can't watch them. I'd have to find them online to actually watch them. But I don't think I'll ever get rid of them.
VCR easy. Go on eBay. VCR's all over the place.
Yeah. Well,
why do you need to?
I can't remember if I still even got a VCR. I might have got rid of it.
We don't have one. I got one 25 years ago. I think the week after my daughter was born, I got a tape cassette player thing. I think we kept it for nearly 18 years and actually used it. And then we went all modern and got a satellite subscription thing, and then it went out, which I'm very sad. I was sad.
You remember when DVD players were 200 quid? When the first came out.
We do have a DVD player, and it's kind of fun, actually.
DVDs were like 40 quid each. It was ridiculous when they first came out.
Oh yeah, pricey. When the Blu-ray came, that's kind of when I left.
I still have the 4-track and the 8-track music cassettes. I bet nobody remembers those.
You have a
I don't have them, but I remember them. I remember them.
8-track.
Yep.
Change the button. Yeah.
Oh my word.
Anyway, so you're going to drop me all the info where people can find you, and
sure.
I actually kind of hope that you do turn all that research into a new hard copy down the line or something. I think there are ways for you to do it.
Maybe if interest is there, You know, maybe I could.
Well-
I always thought it'd be fun to put out a volume for each year.
Well, see, everybody who's watching this video, you
Yeah.
gotta get on Todd's case
No,
and
don't do that.
get him to get back into it. All
Don't do
right.
that.
Yes.
I think
Well,
we'll
that's
probably
great.
send you we'll probably send you all the promo cards we've done as well.
Yep.
If
I
we
hope
get your
so,
address.
so I can put them up. I want to. I want them all.
That's the
Yeah.
Rabbit Die one.
That's cool. Yeah,
Nice and
I
gory.
like stylistic art. That's cool.
Yeah, we'll send you a copy of all of our cards.
I also
Yeah.
like your wallpaper, Lindsay.
Sorry?
I
Oh
like
yeah,
your
it's called
wallpaper.
Pet Sounds.
Right.
I like music and animals.
I just had one of the nightmares that you just had like yesterday.
You just had what? What was your nightmare? You can tell the audience what your
I-
nightmare was.
I made a front cover for a book, and then I realized it opened the wrong way.
Nightmare.
Right.
We're talking to Todd at the moment. Todd's made his own books, so I'm sure he can understand.
So you could
that's
sell that as a
nightmare.
variant, though.
Oh,
variant.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Your book.
Not a nightmare after
I'm
all.
showing my messy studio now, mate, because the iPad's
It's
moving
following
around.
all around.
I'll be borrowing my ruler. Go on then, off you pop. I'm just finishing up. I'll come see you in a
Yeah,
sec.
we're almost done.
Get out, boy.
Oh, dear.
Yep. All right. Well, anyway, we were on the way out, but we will drop all the links to reach you, Todd, in the show notes below, and I highly encourage people to reach out to you because
thank you.
these are pretty rare. These really, I anyway, and I was at the Philly show last year, and I didn't see anything like this at the show.
You wouldn't see him now. I mean, like 12 years old or 2008. How long
But I
ago was
mean,
that?
even other more, if they were there, I didn't see them. Even more recent.
How do you have them, Ingrid? Did you buy them years ago?
No,
Somebody sent them to her.
Yeah, somebody-
She loves books. You'll love that.
I love books.
I might have an old copy for you, Lindsay, if you're interested in it.
Oh, I will.
Care.
I'd treasure it. I really
Yeah.
would.
I know these are going on my bookshelf. I love books. I have a
Yeah, I do too.
books. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Todd. And I really, I'm inviting you right now to come back on when your site is ready, so that we can talk about it and share it to everyone and make sure everybody's up to date with it.
Yeah, I'd love to come back. I really appreciate you talking to me. Thank you.
Oh,
It's been
yeah.
awesome to meet you.
It's been
All right,
so
very nice to meet you as well.
interesting to meet you.
All right,
Right.
okay.
That's right. Okay. Bye.